13 rebounds, 11 assists, and 4 steals on the night. Let's go. McBride. Deuce McBride gives you 10 points, 2 steals. Mitchell Robinson's looking spry. Real spry today. Gives you 10 points, 9 rebounds, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. And the Knicks dominate the Heat. They gave us 41 points in the third quarter while holding the Heat to 15 points in that third quarter. We forced 20 turnovers, scored 29 points off those turnovers, and the Knicks continued the trend of passing the rock and gave us 30 assists in this game. And we're going to talk about it all. It was a great win. We gave the Heat another L, and I'm glad to see it after all the past playoff battles and the smack talking and all the way, not even this season, all the way back to the Van Gundy days when they flipping Knicks players over. And like I hated the Heat since then, and my hate has not wavered, and I'm glad to get this win. All right, we're going to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly. But before we do that, I'm going to talk to and introduce the superstar who was on decks that showed the game. Our girl, XD1 baller, Ebony. Was good, Ebony?
So be funny for that one. We played well. We started out a little rocky, but the adjustments we asked for adjustments, and we seen some lineups we were asking for. Can't wait to talk about that. And yeah, we were playing hard. That's all you can ask for. We are playing hard, and we're definitely improving on that defense. This is Miami's third straight game not breaking 100. So shout out to us continuing that trend. And I can't wait to get into the ins and outs of this game today.
Me too. And I'm gonna first start off with our guy Karl-Anthony Towns. Happy that Cat had a big game today. I was pissed off that Golden State Warriors game. I'm not gonna hold you. I was pissed. Mm-hmm. And even after the game, when I seen the clips of all the Knicks players being all buddy and high-fiving and hugging Draymond Green, I was like, ugh, I felt nasty looking at it. So I was just like, I need Cat to have a good game today to wash off the stink of the Golden State game, and that's what he did. And not only did he have a good game, he had a historic game, because when the Knicks were down, what 13 points in the second quarter, he scored 15 points alone. And, he had a guy named Bam Adebayo who was supposedly a defense player, candidate, all defense, NBA, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, whatever. Hold that 15 points in the second quarter. Post-ups, walk-up threes. They could not contain the Cat. And he's a big reason why we got this win today. Cat on the offensive end was phenomenal and held his own on the defensive end as well. I'm liking some of the defense that I've seen from Cat lately. What are you thinking, Ebony?
Yeah, Cat still driving me nuts with some of his defensive principles. That pick and roll where he just watched Tyler Hero take a floater. Like it's like he's watching us as a fan like us.
Yeah.
He just backs up. He backs up and he gives the person good eye contact, but he's not nowhere near. Not anywhere near them. But I give him credit for trying. He's trying to get it together on that end. It's still that pick and roll defense is atrocious, and the watching sometimes as the helpers help.
Yeah,
I think he gave up offensive rebound type of vibes or a layup because Mitch came to help, and he just didn't come help Mitch. But that's just defense. I ain't gonna pick him apart because that 15 points was crazy. That was crazy. I remember writing in my notes. I first wrote it was a 7 straight when I noticed it, and then Doris and them were counting down 9. 9, okay. Then it went to it said 12. I said, okay, 12. 15. And it's like as he's shooting, he's getting further and further out. It's one of those that said 31 feet. So yeah, Sean giving us a little bit of everything. Then he got into the post a little bit, a little hook shot. Also, and Bam looked like he has not improved or added to his game. He didn't look good at all today. And I'm officially giving him Bam for Black Air Force mentality. Because him him jumping on Mitch was ridiculous.
Man,
he got that Black Air Force energy all the way. Jeez.
Gee, I do not want to play pickup ball with that guy, man. Between that and the moving screens, because he had another moving screen today. I forgot who he laid out today. But it's like, man, you just wrap yourself in bubble wrap when you play Bam Adebayo because you just want to come out alive.
For real. Just pray.
Yeah.
Yeah, but other than that, Cat, I love you talking about Cat, right? Cat played a good game. Got a little long rest too during the stretch of our second half streak. He was on the bench for a little minute there while we went on a run. Mm-hmm. So that's a good look too. Getting some rest, doing his things. Offensively, looking like Cat. The thumb issue. He really just stopped shooting threes like that. The thumb should be better now. And you see him getting back into the best, as he likes to say, the best shooting big man. Yeah. You see that. And that's going to be needed, especially if we're going to play Cat and Mitch together.
That's a fact. I'm looking at that thumb, looking mighty healthy. He looks like he play some clear thumb roar on the sidelines if he wants to and not scream or yelp or nothing. Because when he's shooting like that from 30 feet out, listen, and it's funny. It's a luxury for him to not even have to jump from that far out. It just makes it so much easier just to run up and just shoot. Man, that freakish height is just such a blessing for a guy who can shoot like that, man.
Yeah, his jump shot is weird. Like, he kind of jumps, but it just looks like a straight set shot. Even if he's on the move, it always looks like a set shot.
It goes in though. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. You talked about the long rest in the second half. He had a long rest for the man who's come back with a vengeance. Mitchell freaking Robinson. Don't look now, guys. But he's back. He's back. I was looking at those minutes today, and what did I see next to Mitchell Robinson's name? I saw, count them, 23 minutes and 44 seconds of play for Mitchell Robinson. Not only did I see 23 minutes and 44 seconds of play for Mitchell Robinson, I also saw activity level, multiple efforts, block shots, rebounds. I saw his lungs was working. He didn't lose his breath. He wasn't gassed. None of that stuff. Not only that, this man attempted 2 post-ups today. One of them looked pretty good. He had a mouse in the house. I said, okay, let me give you 2 dribbles. Give you an over the shoulder hook. Look clean, look smooth. It looked like he's been practicing it all summer. And he went right back to it. He missed the second one, but I'm just glad he was that aggressive that he had the balls to even take the second one. So I thought Mitch was freaking awesome today. He looked phenomenal.
What's the Cat Williams line? The Chrysler 300 was it Chrysler 300? Looks like a Phantom until a Phantom pulls up.
Who's the Chrysler?
I remember Khalil where was wearing us out.
Oh yeah. Where was where today?
Where's
where today? Where was Warren? That's what happened. He got to change his name to Where Warren because he got worn out.
He got worn out. The Chrysler 3000 looked like a Phantom until the Phantom pull up. Like Mitchell Robinson, I don't know what to say. Like, I'm just proud of him. I know he can do just the growth on the offensive end, like him showing the post moves finally and just a little bit putbacks. People ask for him to at least put it back. There's no hesitation now. If he got a clear run to the rim, he's trying to do something with it. The game has slowed down even more for him, even with rebounding, where he's standing at the free throw line, still anticipating where the heck the rebound is coming from. He's gonna start the free throw line, but still come in and get an offensive rebound vibes. Like you mentioned, the mobility. All I hear in my head is the watch from the watch party. Last watch party I went to. Shout out to Tony. Last watch party I went to. all I hear is Ed. People turning to me after that Boston game. Ed, Mitch Robinson ain't saving this. Mitch Robinson ain't helping us do nothing. What's Mitchell Robinson supposed to do about this? This is what I heard constantly, even in spaces all over social media. Everybody knows I'm a big Mitch fan. So as soon as this and this and that, it's been real quiet. I haven't seen those people around a lot since he's returned. Got really quiet, probably deleting tweets and all that other stuff. because because like everything I said he can bring to this team, he's doing it in such small minutes. Imagine, like you mentioned, he's back and you see almost a double-double. And so underrated. And I also mentioned this to many people, and people looking at him like crazy, like, what? His ability to get in the passing lanes. That's so underrated. I have to keep reminding people when he was healthy last year, he was number one in steals, tied for number one in steals. As a center, that is crazy.
Steal a game. I remember.
So, and he's so much active hands today. Even when he got beat, he caused a turnover. He got beat by a guard and didn't quit. Reached to get to deflect the ball and actually caused the turnover because of it.
Yeah,
just the little things, the offensive rebounds, the extra attempts he gets, the good looks he gets for the other guards. They do that snake curl, the S cut around him all the time. Gets them some of their easiest shots throughout the whole game, or the shots they need to be there to get to their spot or in rhythm. It's just so many things that people overlook that this man gives us. And I'm glad that Doris was out there, even though she was. We're gonna get to that later, but I'm glad
I was on MSG. I wasn't on.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize. I went on TV and the first channel that popped up was ESPN. So hey, not thinking about go to, but I should have, because she just we can't beat nobody. We good, but we're not beating nobody in Doris' eyes. But she was giving some shout outs to Mitch. So yeah, Mitch just brings so many little things. So when people come in here in the comments and they talk about so-and-so is better than Mitch or trade Mitch, it's crazy to me because he's another one who has impact, does not always make the score sheet, the box score. But boxing out so OG could get rebounds, boxing out so the next man could get rebounds, just the little stuff. Him and OG have great defensive chemistry. They have great defensive chemistry. Like when Mitch is in the area where OG is there, he always has a chance. Or Mitch always has his back. It was a couple times where we had two people contesting 3-pointers today. Like, okay, I whiffed. Okay, and we didn't quit. Somebody else tried to contest. A lot of times that was Mitch. So all the spacing issues that they were talking about. We seen some lobs. We see some offense. He can't defend 3-pointers. Those all look very, very, very not true, false. And like I told y'all, people have to upgrade takes. That may have been true in earlier times of Mitchell Robinson, but he has grown as a player every year. He has grown, and we see this growth now. We see more of it right now.
Nah, it's crazy. It looked like I mentioned this earlier. I feel like his perimeter defense got better from even last year. It looks a lot. It's kind of crazy. I don't know if it's the weight loss or what, but even in his limited minutes with his limited win, his perimeter defense looks even better than last year. So I commend it. And just the I'm not happy that Jalen Brunson is out, but the 90s Knicks fan in me who grew up watching tenacious defense salivates over watching a lineup of Deuce McBride, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, and Mitchell Robinson sharing the floor together and just suffocating the hell out of teams. That lineup defensively is devastating. Yeah. It chokes the life out of you. It causes so many turnovers, so many deflections. You're going to have to keep your head on a swivel because if you beat one guy, another guy is coming right by you. That defensive lineup is just, I just love watching it. And it's like when Brunson, I love Brunson. When Brunson is here, we've had like lineups like that for like closing lineups for one defensive stand. But it was just fun to me to see that lineup for like multiple runs up and down the court, to the point where you're looking at the third quarter and we have held the team to 15 points while we scored 41.
That was such a beautiful quarter. It was so fun to watch, and it was crazy because at halftime, Mikel only had 5 shot attempts. I
Yeah,
believe it
10
was
points. Mm-hmm.
five shot attempts. He had more shot attempts in that third quarter than he had in the first half. He had 7 shot attempts in that third quarter. I think I wrote it down somewhere. I think it was like 7 for 12 or something like that of that nature.
Right.
All the people that were struggling in the first half, shooting wise, maybe, or didn't get enough shots in Mikel's case, they came out that first third and it started that third quarter scoring. It was OG, it was Deuce, it was Mikel.
Mm-hmm.
All the people your shooters, you need to get going. They would look for them to get going early in the third quarter. So that was good for me, interesting for me to see. You see them trying to work and get their players into a flow, like intentionally, like with a plan.
Right. You start to see the movement from Mikal Bridges more. You start to see movement threes, shots in transition, just curling and having cat feet on the ball off of curls. You start to see that a lot more.
The defense turning into offense was big, not solely dependent on our half court. You had once again, we had 12 steals. Once again, this is like the third or fourth game in about 5 games. It's crazy. Every time it seems like every time we hit the 12 steals, we win.
That's right.
So I'm loving to see that we're getting in these passing lanes and getting into the transition because we do have players that do thrive. Mikel and Josh Hart would rather be in transition, I believe. Mm-hmm. So that's another something else we can help, even out when things are struggling on the half court offense, like we couldn't hit a shot in the first half.
Nah, I agree. I definitely agree. So yeah, I'm glad because I was definitely one of those guys watching the first half. Like, damn, he's struggling right now. I don't want Mikal Bridges to be passive. So I'm glad that he actually got into the game and forced action a little bit more, but still, it was still like within the flow of the game. It was still within the flow of the game. Aggressive within the flow of the game, I guess is the right term. And you mentioned Josh Hart too. Josh Hart had a triple-double of the season, tying Walt Clyde Frazier. After he tied the record, he went up to Walt to kind of gloat a little bit. And Walt mentioned it and kind of chuckled. But I'm happy he had this game as well, just because it's been a big stink over that whole scene between Josh Hart and Tom Thibodeau after the last game. There was a video going around of those guys arguing, and I don't really take that stuff too seriously. Like, that happens during the course of a season. They're going to patch it up and going to keep going, and Josh Hart is going to do what he does, and he did that today. You already know the rebounds are going to be there. The assists can be there too. It's to me, it's the scoring. I already know he's going to give you the assists. He's going to give you the rebounds. To me, it's the scoring. I need him to still be aggressive. I need him to take his shots. And he did that today. And I felt like he was consistent on defense tonight too with the 4 steals, because we've talked about how he's kind of been in and out defensively. Today he was, and he was consistent. And the one thing that made me realize he was feeling it today was, Mitch set a screen for him to take that 3. I feel like a lot of times when that screen happens, he'll like fake the 3, then drive. He said, "Screw it, I'm just pulling up and taking a 3," and he hit it. And he did it without thinking. And to me, that's the type of Josh Hart that we need. The Josh Hart that just plays off of instinct and doesn't overthink his shots.
See, we should be doing it again, because I definitely was going to mention that. Facts. It was a tale of 2 halves. In the first half, I put Josh Hart, like I had wrote down for myself. Josh Hart has lost his confidence in his shot. Yeah. Completely hesitating, looking to get to the basket, everything but shoot that 3 he was trying to do, and then it went from that to his own little mini run where he pulling up and with no hesitation. So maybe again, I think I mentioned this last season too about Josh Hart. If you don't think about it, that's normally when it goes in. If it just, I definitely believe I mentioned this last season.
That's a fact. There's nothing wrong with his form, really. It's literally his head. Literally all his head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Josh turned it up though. Again, when it looked like it was going to be two stinkers in a row, and he just turned it up. Being point forward, Josh helped with creating, helped with the shooting. You know, defense was there. I believe he did a pretty good job that I can remember. And tie was it taking the lead over Clyde? And so triple double, man, that fills up the stat sheet. Just a
Mhm.
moment ago, again, we was talking about how he should have been All-Star.
Yeah. Then he fell off a cliff. Then he fell off a cliff. So I'm glad. I'm glad that he's kind of found his way. Especially because it seemed like he's been really up and down. Like right after Jalen Brunson got injured, it looked like he made it a point to be more aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Started taking more threes and hitting his shots. And then the game afterwards, it was like, you know what? I don't need to do it anymore. Like, no, keep that same energy, man. Like this is what we need from you. Take those shots, take it with confidence, and take it and do it with your chest. And if you're watching the Roommates podcast, Jalen Brunson tells him that. He's like, I need you to take shots with confidence. He tells him that. he said, I need you to take those open shots with confidence. And so it's like, I hope we just need to coach PJ Tucker just needs to stay on him, to stay confident, stay aggressive. Because that's the type of Josh Hart we need to get over the hump.
Yeah, facts. And I'm just looking at some of the box score because I didn't really get a chance to look at it. We held Tyler Hero to 4 points.
Mikal Bridges
And put the Mikal and OG, they put the water on that fire.
Yeah.
He had 16 and a half. I'm looking, he ended up with 20.
Yeah, OG had a nice block on him too. OG had 3 blocks today. He was a stinker offensively, but defensively, OG was a demon today still.
Yeah, his hands were super active everywhere, blocking, stealing, deflections in the passing lane. If you was near him with the basketball, you was having problems today.
That's a fact.
Yeah, he was playing some defense today. I didn't really care for his shot selection in the first half though. He got better in the second half, but I'm like, what are you doing, OG? That was kind of crazy. He right there.
Yeah, he was feeling himself a little bit. I mean, he had like 5 games or so, and he scored 20. So he was like, you know what, I'm gonna keep going and see if the water runs dry. And yeah, it was dry offensively. It was dry offensively. It was Sahara, but defensively held it down for sure.
Yeah, 4 points. That's crazy. That's a good look. That's them. And Tyler, he's been struggling shooting from 3 for 2 games now. I looked at their last game versus who they play. I forgot who they played. I think it was Boston. Was it Boston?
Yeah.
But whoever they played last, he didn't shoot well. He didn't shoot well either. Struggling from 3 right now.
Yeah, they missing Jimmy Butler.
Mm-hmm.
Too bad. So sad.
They really don't have anybody create for others. Like Tyler does what he can, but he's looking to get himself a bucket majority of the time.
Exactly.
Like he is averaging career highs in assists, they say, but it's just he's not naturally a point guard to me.
Right. No, he's not. He's more of a gunner. Yeah, that's not his role for real. They really missed the natural guy in Jimmy Butler. And to me, it's like the more and more I feel like for you to be like a true playmaker, you have to be able to play at a slower speed. To me, you can't just play one speed. Tyler Hero, I feel like, is kind of like how you talking about Quentin Grimes earlier, where he plays like a faster speed. I feel like to be a playmaker, you have to play a little bit slower.
You gotta have a change of speed,
to
keep people off guard. That's
right.
why Jalen Brunson is so deadly, because he changes speed so he could decelerate on you in a heartbeat.
Right.
To create the space. Most of them know how to. You can't go fast all the time. People know what to expect from you.
Exactly, with the best of them. That's why he's one of the best, man. That's why he's one of the GOATs, MVP candidate, Jalen Brunson. Hope he come back soon. There actually has been a report by Shams, and it's not really surprising to me. I don't know. I feel like some people are surprised, but I'm like, why are you surprised? Maybe I just read stuff differently than everybody else. The reporter says that the Knicks aren't really expecting Brunson back for like 3 to 4 weeks. Newsflash, guys, when I saw that injury, that's the timeline I was expecting anyway.
Mm-hmm.
They was like, "Oh, we're gonna reevaluate in on Thursday in 2 weeks." Keyword: reevaluate. That doesn't mean back. That just means we're gonna officially go to the doctor and check it out on Thursday. But I was not expecting him back 2 weeks. I just was not. So I expecting him back around around April, and then March, April, and that timeline that Shams gave is end of March, April. We just got to hold down the fort. We're not going to score as much, but as long as the defense keeps progressing the way it is, we should have enough to stay afloat, and we should be fine until our captain comes back.
I agree, and it's kind of what I was telling to Dexter Henry. Shout out to Dexter Henry. Appreciate you for having me on the show. It is. I'm okay. I understood this too. I really think New York's front office has learned from their past mistakes and rushing folks back, and built a team so they wouldn't have to rush anybody back, and they could sustain while getting their players back. And shout out to Lee. Happy birthday to your moms.
Happy birthday, Lee's moms. He's out his mom.
Yes. Who always told us about us signing the Dallas Mavericks? Was it the Dallas Mavericks trainer?
Mm-hmm.
That the one that saved a lot of people's careers or added some years to their careers.
Mm-hmm.
So I really think that we've learned, and again, this team does not have to depend solely on Jalen Brunson. Right? You can see it. It's good that we have a player that can score whenever he wants to, but we don't have to solely put our eggs all in his basket to win the game. We have others that can contribute.
Right.
So knowing that and knowing Jalen Brunson, I know he's going to do whatever he has to do to get back to that timeline. Knowing that his game is not based on athletics, I think he'll be fine. He's just IQ and footwork. As long as he can outsmart you, we'll be okay. And even if it's a little rust there, again, we have enough. If JB can give us more than half of himself, we still have enough to hold him down for a little while until he gets back to where he needs to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Between the point of attack defense from Deuce, Mitchell Robinson coming back, those two alone is getting more minutes coming back and getting into rhythm is going to push our defense to new heights. I think since they've been back, we've been amongst the league leaders in points off turnovers. Our defensive rating has gone up as well. Shoot, we might creep into the top 10. If we start creeping into top 10 territory, then the formula: top 10 defense, top 10 offense. That's the formula for a championship. You know what I'm saying? So these guys coming back, plus JB coming back and getting the chemistry right, it's gonna look good for us. It's gonna look good for us in the long term. So I'm really excited about this team, and I'm just excited about the prospect of us getting another rhythm while JB is out, and then adding him to this team with the new defense and the new rhythm.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see some win back in my guy. I think he's gonna make a lot of people look foolish, to be honest. And that will help JB and everybody else do their job, because they don't have to focus so much on something that's not really what they're good at, if that makes sense. That puts a lot of pressure on you.
That's a fact.
You can't defend. You focusing. I'm gonna stay in front of him. In front of him. You put a lot of focus and energy into it. So
I agree. All right, yo, salute to the chat. Yo, Ebony, before listen, guys, I'm gonna tell you something. So, because of certain circumstances, I have to do the post-game show this week, at least during the week, from my sister's house, right? Pax forgot my hat. Before I started the show, I said, Ebony, I forgot my hat. I feel naked. I'm not gonna have the hat for the whole week. I feel crazy. I'm gonna do the show. People gonna tune in. They're not even gonna know who I am. They be like, "Who's that hosting?" Do we have a new guest host? I'll read the comments. I think Craig Ward says, "Is that Jay Ellis? He doesn't have a hat on." I never seen him without a hat on before. But you're gonna see this whole week. At least until Saturday
You
show.
fact, you did spot on. That's spot on. You definitely said they ain't gonna recognize you.
Yo, salute to the chat. Shout out to the best spot in the game, Fritz Ellison. Shout out to Craig Ward over here rocking with us. Shout out to Glenn Knicks, is always supporting us. Shout out to my real fake cousin, Winston Ellis, Brooklyn Butch, and everybody else is rocking with the show. Felicia Lee, to David Smith, he was there earlier. Shout out to you.
Prezi the boss.
Prezi the boss, who was watching you on Dexter Live. Shout out to Prezi too. Prezi be supporting there. He be supporting. He be supporting morning. He be supporting Knicks Nightcap heavy, KOT heavy, Ebony heavy. Shout out to Prezi. He supported for us. Shout out to
you. Fact.
Any comments that you want to point out? Let me see.
I don't see anything controversial today. Now let me see. Fritz third in defense since Mitch came back. Yeah. Trending up. I want to check out our rebounding numbers too. We gotta be moving on up in the team stats. I looked that up.
Yeah, we got Mitch playing 20 plus minutes a game. Oh, we definitely golden for sure.
Craig Ward said Mitch was out there robbing folks all game. Facts. He ain't just acting.
Yeah, his arms are so long. I still remember last year he was saying, I realized my hands are so long to get a steal. I don't really have to reach in. All I got to do is put my arms out. I remember when he said that last season. It's like, all I got to do is put my arms out. And
he's so simple. But sometimes it's just that simple. Like you figure it out, something click.
Yeah, it's like I got seven foot arms. I just got to do this. That's a steal.
Felicia Lee said she thought you were taking a break from the brim.
Nah, I wasn't taking a break from the brim. It's just I just left it at the crib. I moved to Jersey. I'm back in Brooklyn. I was packing real quick, forgot my hat. Then it is what it is. So I'm hatless. Feeling naked, but I just gotta.
Thug it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna thug it out. This is how I am in the streets. I'm hatless in the streets anyway.
Yeah. There's two more things I remember because my memory shot. So sometimes I'm forgetting to say stuff. It just happens. But again, with the being intentional, and like I was mentioning, we were intentional with trying to find mismatches today too. It was OG had, I think it was Jimmy Neutron on him. He had Jimmy on him, right? Jimmy Neutron. and then he the Miami Heat seen this. OG was in the post. Miami Heat sees this. They send somebody else to double OG, giving Deuce a wide open three.
That was
hunt mismatches. Good things happen. When you create the mismatches, good things happen. I hope to see more of that. I like OG in the post a lot. Good things happen when he seems to say, okay, I want to post up. Whether it's a bucket for him or a bucket for somebody else, I would like to see more of that. Hope maybe we'll see it. Maybe we won't. And Payne rebound and assist from the floor. I had
yeah.
You can't forget that. That was too funny.
I went from disgust to wait a minute in like a span of seconds. Because he really caught that on the floor. He got a bucket. That was nuts.
Yeah. It reminded me of last year Sabrina Sab from the Liberty. She got a shot or from the floor. Like a rebound, offensive rebound, and then she shot from the floor. And it went in. Cash too. Cash. So when he did it, it was like almost felt like deja vu. I was cracking up. I was like, Cam, gotta love him. And we didn't really talk about Cam and Shamet. I like their defense. Not all the time does the offense, show up, but they're very active defensively. And again, I know we don't like Cam's shot selection at times. He keeps the defense off guard though. We don't know. He don't know. Nobody knows what he about to do next.
Even I'd be like, wait, I didn't think he was gonna shoot that. I guess God only be knowing sometimes.
In fact, but he doesn't turn the ball over. I forgot the stat, but he has a great assist to turnover ratio. He takes care of the ball. He plays good defense. I remember sending the stats of his deflections and stuff right around All-Star break to the chat. He's very active on defense. And the same with Shamet. I've been saying for the majority of the season that a lot of times when people score on him, it's just better offense, like great offense, because he plays good defense,
Right.
especially around the picks too. He tries to stay with the shooters, stay attached to their hips. I'm excited to see him get his groove. You see him get his shot together today, feeling confident, no hesitation with him either. And
Yeah.
this is what you want going into the playoffs. When your role players, your others, like how what they say, you're as good as the 15th man, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you have all of those people with the confidence in themselves, that can only help you in the playoffs because they're going to be ready for it. They're not hesitating. They know this is what I'm supposed to do. If I have an open shot, I have to take it or
Yeah.
get the best available shot and not be, what do I do? What do I do? I'm not used to, so this is why I think of injuries as a blessing in disguise because you get to see other people take more shots, get some plays ran from them that they might not have happened before. Tibbs is he could be predictable. So now get others some plays. I've seen Shamet run off ball off a couple of double screens type vibes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for it. Again, Tibbs does his best work when he's backed in the corner. It seems like you take away his comfort blanket.
Yeah. It's and you know what too? It's like they didn't shoot well from the field,
Mm-mm.
but Shamet 3 for 6 from three. Shamet's been hitting the three lately. I feel like I said this before too. I feel like I've noticed more Shamet running off of double screens, just more curl plays, that type of action. I've seen that a lot more lately, which is much needed. So I'm happy what I'm seeing from Shamet. Just happy he's getting minutes, 25 minutes a day,
Mm-hmm.
18 minutes for Cam. But I'm really happy for Shamet because it seemed like he wasn't really getting burned early, and we might need him for the playoffs to get comfortable, just in case we need to break open some glass and use him. So yeah,
Hey, we can't end the show without talking about Precious, man.
Precious, he's on the.
He's like, who's that? No.
10 minutes for Precious. 10 minutes for Precious. I mean, he has some good defense. He has some good defense. He has some good defense. 2 or 3 from the field.
Like Precious is a spurt person. Like when he was getting playing time, I was saying that you can't leave him out there too many consecutive minutes. Like he giveth and then he gonna take it and then he gonna keep taking it. Probably. He got me making up my own words.
Bruh.
Epster's dictionary out here. He gonna keep taking, right? And then he don't get back in the game because he looks so awful at the end of his stretch. I don't get it. I don't know. He looks very lost. It looks very lost, very unsure himself on both ends now. I don't know how you fix that.
It's very hard for players to get into rhythm when you're playing spot minutes like he is right now. He was playing more 20 minutes, 15 and 20 minutes before. Now he's getting 10 minutes, 5 minutes here. So I mean, it's kind of hard to get in rhythm when you're doing that. But to be real, he's really sometimes anyway. When he was getting more minutes, I do feel like he's playing better. But there were still certain things that I was just like he was still going those weird offensive stretches where it's like, oh, that's the shot we taking? Okay, cool. There was a lot of those moments even when he was playing more minutes.
Yeah, that's one of the things I remembered him from the Raptors was that he was his basketball IQ play was very erratic and all over sometimes. He could be very. He was energetic, just out of control type of vibes sometimes. And so when he came here and people were saying how he was the savant, I was very intrigued. I was like, really though? Really? I have to see this. Let me see. I don't know. He just keeps me feeling uncomfortable right now.
I don't know what's gonna happen with him long term. We'll see. We'll see.
Glamour Knicks and Negro Grill, said that they believe that he might be hurting. Could he be hurt?
I I guess. I, I guess so. He's hurt. I didn't know he was hurt, but I don't. If you say so, I don't know if he was playing like that before. But okay, I'll
I
take
don't know.
it.
I don't know. Like it's just crazy because I remember like it's the tell of two halves again. I remember in the beginning of the season he was playing better, playing well. We was like, "Dag, he was a throw in on the trade in the trade." You know, he's
Mhm.
throwing in the trade. That's what we kept saying. Wow, like what was the Raptors? They throwing in the trade. We're lucky. But he looks like right now he looks like a throwing in the trade.
Yeah,
Um,
sure.
I feel bad for him. You know, I like Precious, I do, but
I,
you gotta figure it out. I don't know how you help him. As soon as he came in the game, he tried to do something, tried to do a little turnaround jump shot. Almost was another air ball.
yeah,
Like last game.
yeah. I was like, oh, here we go again. I mean, he hit a couple laps. Yeah, he played some good defense and hit some shots afterwards. But I feel you. I feel you. But yeah,
Yeah.
there it
on
goes, guys. You want to talk about Precious? We got it here. All right.
on Diaz, New York. I see Dios. I'm sorry, you funny. I see. I
Yeah,
appreciate
yo,
everybody.
Dios, you're right, Dios. You see the famous lady here? Yeah, tell her congratulations. That's right.
I appreciate everybody who supports me for real, for real. And I appreciate all the love, all the love.
All the time on He Got Game. All right. If you didn't know, you go to YouTube on what NY Post Sports and watch her interview on He Got Game from Dexter Henry. All right. All right, yo. I guess it's the other part of the show time. It's time for the Ooh and Bruh picks. If you don't know, Bruh picks are something stupid, dumb, idiotic that you want to point out and say it's stupid, dumb, or idiotic. It could be a play, a basketball play. It could be an event. It could be whatever you want. So you can. I don't know if you have any Bruh picks or even Ooh picks.
I have a ooh pick, and I have two ooh picks, I believe, and I have a bruh pick. So I start with the ooh pick. My ooh pick is going to go to Quentin Grimes.
Let's go, Queen Grimes.
And my guy, I gotta give it to my guy too, Jericho Sims, doing his thing in Milwaukee. The same things he could have done in New York, but we not gonna go there. We're not gonna go there. We're not gonna go there. Like it's the same. He doing exactly what he could have did here. What he was doing here. I'll never forget Tim just yanking him out of rotation after the numbers came up that he had this crazy rim protection number.
Yeah,
Right after it seemed like right after those numbers came out, he just snatched them out.
Yeah. I felt like he was doing him a favor, yo.
I think Tibbs is petty, man. Sometimes he has a vision, and if that's not what it's part of, you're not part of that rotation sometimes.
I
Because
don't think
we never used him like a specialist though. We could have definitely used him in specialist roles.
you know what. I mean, like I feel like we did him a solid, kind of like because with Sims has been injured for 2 seasons.
Yeah,
We had a season when he was good. He was
mm-hmm.
injured most of last season and the season before. Like this season's the first season he's been healthy in like 2 seasons. So it's like Mitch is down. Yeah, Precious coming back. We don't have him on the contract. So it was kind of bound to happen that he'll be moved because it's kind of a situation is like, all right, cool. Yeah, you might like New York, but we have Mitchell Robinson, we have Precious Achiuwa, we have Erhard Porty, who we have for a lot of years. Who's going to sign up to be a third string center in that situation? Like these guys want time. So it was just one of these situations where we have so many centers that I don't think, unless he took a deal to stay here and be like, all right, you still just gonna get spot minutes because we have Ariel and Mitch and Precious.
Mm-hmm.
Like it would be insane for him to want to stay.
I know, never know, but I'm happy he's getting burned because I know he can be he can definitely be a NBA center.
Yeah, I believe I agree. At least an NBA backup.
Yeah, somebody does. He's going to find himself on the team. You can, with his skill set, his speed, his athleticism is ridiculous. The way he stays in front of guards of his size is crazy to me. I am at awe when I see him play perimeter defense. It's
Yeah,
just like, okay, like, and you see the guards see him, be like, okay, I'm taking him because he's a bench player type vibes. You know, they don't know about him. I'm taking him, and he stays in front of these folks. You know,
right.
so shout out to Jericho for getting some burn and having a spot. I know he didn't really score any points, but his again another person whose presence doesn't always show up in the box score. And shout
Yeah,
out to Quentin Grimes because his jump shot, I knew it from the get go. His jump
yeah.
shot is way
And
too pretty for him not to make it in this league. It's just
I
way too
agree.
pretty.
I agree.
His issue was the game was too fast and maybe him not being as aggressive. But he's a rookie. You understand that comes with knowing the pecking order too. I got to get the ball to Jalen Brunson, or I'm gonna sit my behind down.
Nah, I agree with you. And it was funny too. It's like I remember last year, people. He was the starting two guard to start the last year, and I feel like people felt like his role was the same. But to me, watching the way the game played last year, his role wasn't the same. Like the Knicks needed a guy who can, for lack of a better word, chuck. Shut to get his threes like DiVincenzo could. Grimes can get you threes. He can get them off quickly, but he's not the guy who's going to shoot threes from 5 feet off the three behind the 3-point line. But like the way we were running our offense last year, where we was running it through Brunson and Randall Buddy ball for the most
Mm-hmm.
part, and then you would get kind of everybody else would kind of get the scraps, or everybody else would kind of get the grenade as Clyde or you would say, or Clyde would say, like he's not the grenade 3-point shooter. He's the 3-point shooter is where you swing. I got the quick open shot in the corner or the elbow, not the 0.1 seconds left. I got the shot 10 feet behind the 3-point line type of guy. So his role to me changed last year. I always felt like he's going to figure it out. So glad to see that he's figuring it out on the offensive end. And I think they took it on the Houston Rockets today with the 76ers with Grimes getting 40, I think.
Yep. It went down to, I think, Sagoon tipping buzzer beater type vibes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
I think Randall's having a nice run over with the Timberwolves too, actually.
Him and Devo.
Mm-hmm.
Devo. Oh, that's another ooh pick. Almost an ooh pick and a slash bro pick because I didn't know how to feel about that AT&T commercial, whether to laugh or be sad or be happy or be sad some more.
Oh,
so this
man.
is gonna be an Uber. It's an Uber because I don't know. I'm mad at them for making it. I was happy to see them together. I was sad.
I don't know if the basketball gods universe could bring Dante back, but I'll be happy if that happened. I'm not sure if it's gonna happen though.
I don't know.
Especially if the Timberwolves are winning, is less reason for him to leave. Really,
I don't know now unless he just don't like Minnesota.
Exactly, unless you don't like the cold in Minnesota, I can see that. Because I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how it would happen, but it would be good to man, Ebony, if you had Brunson, Dante McCall, OG, Cat.
They just had to take Devo from you. They had to be greedy. They just wanted Devo for the trade. They just had to have him. Just messing up the party.
Yeah.
Bruce, somebody Nico said that Bridges is her their my ooh pick.
Nah, Bridges did his thing. Bridges did his thing, man.
He started our second half off right. You know, he said, "Okay, Cat, you held us down that run. I'm gonna start this one, my own run." It was a game of runs for our players. Josh Hart had a little one, you know. Yeah, definitely, Craig Wood. Shout out to the Knicks for keeping the Heat under 100 for the third time in a row. In the 90s, for real.
Yeah, for real. Really getting that 90s defense happening. And the Heat, you know, they've been struggling recently. They've been struggling in scoring. But I still don't. I still relish in that, especially because look, we just played the Golden State Warriors, and I know we lost to the Warriors, but we held them. We held. They wasn't scoring much either. They wasn't scoring much either. So the defense is real. Defense is absolutely real.
Number 3, right, Fritz? That's what you said.
Number three.
Since Mitch been back. What's up?
Yeah. Yeah. Moving on up on the defensive side. Yeah, exactly. Let's go.
Facts. My bro pick, I got 2. I'm gonna give it to Doris. We having one of the best defensive quarters we had in a long time, and then adding offense on top of the defense. So we were doing on both ends. And you talking about how we can't beat other teams during our best quarter right now in our run. At least while we're going on the run, say good things about us. Like you could talk about who we can't beat later on when we doing terrible. When we doing terrible, that's the perfect time for you to say, see, this is why I don't think, they're going to be.
Word.
But constantly grinds my gears. Constantly put in Cleveland in this conversation. Constantly. And I get Cleveland is playing very well, but this has been since last year. It's been from before that. When we beat them, they had picked them over us. You get what I'm saying? It's always that. Why? I get Boston and the way she was talking about Boston. I understand they went to the finals. Cleveland has not done much since LeBron. You get what I mean? Since LeBron left, why do they get the? Even if we was the number 1 team, they would say they don't believe in it. You get, but why do everybody else get the benefit of the doubt? And why we're playing well at that point? Doris can be, I'm on pro girl power, woman power. I support, as much as possible. But she be driving me nuts. It's almost like Cat and his oh my god. No, she's worse than the oh my god. The Mario. Is it? I get that Doris grinds my gears more than that. Just
I feel you.
Crazy, and it's like I know the people she just gonna talk about all game. It's Tatum, Embiid, Jimmy Butler. If you play any of those teams, you screw. You're gonna hear it all day. Porzingis too. All day. She's not going to talk about the game. She don't care what you did, the other person did. As soon as Porzingis or somebody else do it, it's crazy. Like, come on.
We gotta beat them. You just gotta beat them and shut them up. And I've already said, like, when it comes to the Cavs, I 100% feel like we need Mitch Robinson for the Cavs. Mm-hmm. We that twin tower type of deal. We need Cat and Mitch on the floor together to contend with those guys. So I know we lost a couple of times to them, but I feel like when we lost them the other time too, I don't think OG was back to being OG yet. So it'll be a different team if you meet them in the playoffs. I feel like it's gonna be a different team. It's gonna be a different animal. So I can't wait to see how that goes.
Yeah.
All right.
That's it. I'm good with my bro picks. Now that
you good with your bro
ones that I can remember.
All right, cool. My bro pick goes to the Knicks. All right. And I'm sorry, but Cat took all that BS.
Oh, yeah, facts.
From Draymond Green. Disrespect about ducking the Jimmy Butler smoke, knowing that he was going through things. And after the game, the Knicks players are dapping him up and hugging him, and even our enforcer PJ Tucker it felt nasty watching that. I'm not gonna hold you. It's rare that I give like the Knicks team a bro after a win, but man, that was just like, wow. Okay,
I agree.
That's crazy.
I definitely agree, Jay. That was nutty. It's nutty. Like, I've played against people that were my friends, and junk talk happens or whatever. But if somebody on that team was to disrespect my teammate, even if we're friends right now, we can't be friends at this moment.
Yeah,
I gotta see you tomorrow when I'm not with my team. I gotta see you maybe a little later. We can we can meet, get something to eat maybe later. But right now, you got to stand with your team. I know people would talk about how the Timberwolves stood up for Ant. Was it Ant or Cat? I can't remember. And they didn't talk to the media because they were disrespecting them or whatever. That's what you do. You don't go around. Somebody doubled down on the disrespect and then came into the game like this man did something to you. You was in the wrong. You was in the wrong.
You was in the wrong.
Goof Green. You was in the wrong.
Bruh. And then gonna be on camera embracing. Don't be embracing that, man. Embrace yourself, maybe. Don't be embracing that man after you call it disrespect Cat like that. That was crazy. So yeah, bruh for
absolutely that. Crazy. And I see PJ Tucker doing it. And I said, people's talking about enforcer. I said, that's probably his last 10 days.
He's like, he enforced these hugs. That's what he was enforcing. Like, I don't like that.
He's just here for the vibe.
That's a fact. I mean, nice Houston's though. He had the Allen Houston sneakers today. PJ Tucker, like nice Houston's, I guess. But yeah, next time we need to stuff Draymond. I'm sorry. All right. Yeah. All right, yo. That's it. That's my bro. That's the show. Oh, you got something else?
One more ooh pick because that Zion dunk on Isaiah Stewart was funny and it was crazy. And I ain't see Isaiah Stewart do nothing afterwards either. I didn't see him flex nothing.
Yeah, he can't flex after that. Okay.
That's it. I'm done now.
All right, yo. Good show. I like that show. A nice little breakdown. I could dig it. We should go on a nice little run now. This is a good time to go on a nice little run. We're going to be playing a couple of kind of weakling teams coming up. Oh, we got Wizards, Hornets, some other teams. So as good as we've been playing defensively, without Jalen Brunson, we should be going on a nice little stretch run right now. So what's officially? So next game we got the Spurs without Wemby, without De'Aaron. Then we got the Hornets. And that's self-explanatory. Then we got the Wizards. And you know what? You could be concerned because you can say, it's a back-to-back from Wednesday to Thursday, but I still feel like we should be able to beat both of these teams for sure. And
yeah, the Wizards actually been playing a little bit better since the Kuzma trade, which is, who knows? And you know me, I was never really a big Kuzma fan. I was never Kuzma to the Knicks on that bandwagon. Mm-hmm. So let him enjoy Milwaukee. Happy with it. But all the teams that we're coming up against, even though they're mediocre, I don't know, we're not mediocre. Even though they're struggling, I hate to call the team mediocre. Even though they're struggling, Cat can't go into drop coverage on these teams.
Well, yeah,
he can't. LaMelo's still playing. I know he gets hurt often. He's playing right now. Because if he is, that's somebody you can't drop on.
That's a fact.
Washington, they got Jordan Poole, another person you can't drop coverage on. Dallas is in shambles.
Yeah, I think Anthony Davis might be back by the Dallas game because I'm not sure how long it's going to take for him to get back. But the last report I saw was he was going to go to the G League.
Okay.
And I think I saw that yesterday or the day before. So he might be back for us. You already know how it is to be when you're Knicks. All the guys come back to play us. So
yeah. So these last couple of games, we just got to work on what we like. Like I mentioned, the Texas New York game. We got to be the team that practice to be the team we want to be in the playoffs. Right. So this is perfect. You see, they have ball handlers and some of these team scorers that are at the point guard position, and they're going to use pick and rolls or whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. Helping Cat get that pick and roll defense together, learning not to drop and watch. But exactly. Because if you do it on some of these teams, with some of the point guards they have, they're going to have a field day.
That's true.
That's
true. And then you might get more minutes from Mitchell Robinson. You might. Mm-hmm. We might actually. I will predict we're going to see more Mitch Cat minutes together the next few games.
Yeah.
The only thing I would caution is I'm not sure. I'm not sure how they're treating Mitch on these back-to-backs yet. That's the only thing, because we do play a back-to-back Wednesday, Thursday, and I felt like they might have. Did they hold Mitch out of a back-to-back before, or did they just let?
Yeah, it was the one we just had. He didn't play the second one.
Right. So I wonder if they're going to do that again, and it's going to be like Mitch plays one night and Precious plays the other. So might have to look out for that.
Yeah.
But
That would give us a real big insight too on just about the minutes restrictions if it's a done deal, and how much they trust that ankle.
right,
I think.
I've heard you. All right, so yeah, just take a look out for that. See what's going to happen. If Mitch plays a back-to-back or not, it's going to be telling. But I expect to see more Cat minutes as time goes on, just because I'm starting to see Mitch get more playing time. There's going to be more opportunity to have those two share the floor together. So keep a look out for that. All right. Shout out to Timmy. I see you creeping in there late. I see you, my guy. Timmy said, "I'm stacking data for the Macau Spin the Block tour."
That you gotta spin them blocks.
Spin the block.
I'm letting the time go off before I get real obnoxious about my Mitch spinning.
Yeah, I already know.
It's like the calm before the storm.
For sure. All right, yo. That's the show, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Ebony, let them know where they can find you, Ebony.
You can find me here after every Knick game. You can find me at Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram at Mad Knick Fan. Pregame space at Your Take Knicks. Do pregame on Twitter before every Knick game. And occasionally we talk women's basketball with Bowling with the Queens. Today was the Unrivaled Championship, and they did the Rose. BC won the first Unrivaled champion. So that's the second championship this year that Nafisha Collier has lost. That's the lady that lost to the Liberty. She lost to Unrivaled, which is her league in the championship. So shout out to the ladies and making moves. And yeah, that's it. That's all my handles.
Okay. All right, you already know you can find us at the KOT Show on Twitter, the Knick of Time Show on Instagram, and the Knick of Time Show on Facebook as well. All right. That is the show, guys. Thank you guys for watching. And I don't think I have to worry about respect, but it's a mess out here in the Knick streets, okay? That's the show.
Shout out to Worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
NYC.